Hey, welcome back again. EUC Learn Along so soon. What are we doing today? Well, I did mention that we might do a cluster setup for a scale out file server, but I was so interested in the Citrix GPO and how it reduced infrastructure components. Less things to manage. And I've noticed reading the new tech blogs that we have something with WEM where you can use it without having infrastructure, something less to manage, but it is limited. But anyhow, that's what we're doing today. The lab has been updated, VMware Pro. We're now on 17.6. Got that. Excuse me. Always coughing. And Citrix, what did we grab? Got the CU1 for 2402. I have yet to update the lab, but we'll do as we go. And what else did I grab? Citrix Workspace app. Got the current release 2405. Pretty sure that will change very soon. And WEM, what we're looking at. So I didn't grab LTSR. I just grabbed the latest CR 2407. Got the stuff we need. All right, so what are we doing? All right, so we need to do this with some policies. There we go. Got some templates, all that good stuff. All right, and I've done this a few times, so I should know that policy definitions are right here. Man, look at me. Only took a lot of struggles to get there. All right, so all right, we got the base template. We'll put all that in here. Yep. Oh, that must be an old one from a different lab. Let me delete. All right, let me try again. That's odd. Pretty sure I logged in with a domain admin account. Yep, that's our domain admin account. Anyhow, let's do administrator. Password has expired, must be changed. Ooh, that's why we weren't using this one. All right, we got a new password. Oh, yep. So when I updated while the machines were in a suspended state. I recommend you don't do that, otherwise you're gonna have some errors. Luckily, didn't take my lab down. I think last time I had some issues converting from Hyper-V to VMware, had to redo it all, and that pretty much killed my mood for doing this. Alright, let's do box administrator. That's not good. Got little kids banging on my door already. All right, what was I doing? Citrix. WEM. There we go. Working as intended now. All right, let's grab these, drop those in here. Doing some updates. All right, what else do we need? Well, we need to put, yep, license server is not up, so you will not get licensed. We need the WEM agent. Citrix. WEM. Man, losing train of thought. And we got the agent right here. Let's put that out on a temporary directory. How about that? So from what I quickly read, again, this is a basic deployment. This is all you need. All right, we don't need to set up or license. Well, you do need licenses, but you do not need to set up all the servers that are needed for WEM. So you don't need the database for it, you don't need the management console, and you don't need I think there's a new component for web management. You don't need any of that. So very, very cool stuff. All right, and I have to remember where this is at. I think last time we looked, it was under this one. Yep, click the layer. So we're not doing any more with that yet. But let's go ahead and create a new policy. Or we can currently use this one. Let's do that. Let's edit. I like to learn stuff. And policies, admin templates. Let's make it big so we can all see. All right, and Citrix components. Whew. Alphabetical order. I like it. All right, cloud connectors. Custom settings for basic deployment. This is what we want to look for. All right, you can customize agent settings used for basic deployment. For more information, blah, 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 please refer to a support document. Be nice if they had that listed in there, but we're going to enable. We're going to use our friend Google Chrome, Chromium based. One of my favorite browsers. All right, and we need Citrix WEM basic deployment. All right, just click on that first document. All right, customize settings, see configuration policy. Let's open that up. Excuse me. All right, so this is exactly what we're doing. Let's see, custom. I think this takes us back here. All right, so just showing you pictures. And it looks like these are all the things that you can do here. Okay. I'm clicking on the same stuff over and over. It's getting embarrassing. So, I mean, we can do a lot with CPU. A lot of optimizations, priority, memory, processes. Fast log off. I mean, it's all right here what you can do. Oh, you can get some analytics. Okay. Reports. Some people love them reports. Custom settings are not configured or invalid. The WEM agent uses the default settings. You can specify a JSON formatted string to customize settings. All right, so let's read that again. I'm a terrible reader. If the custom settings are not configured or invalid, the WEM agent uses the default settings. Okay. Well, we're going to borrow these. So we're going to enable CPU spike protection, auto protection, intelligent CPU optimization. So we'll borrow these. That way we can put them into our policy. All right. All right, there we go. Apply, and let's double check the policy that we need. That's it right there. All right. Oh, it tells you right here. Man, documentation's everywhere. That's good. Switching name and deployment type. All right. I think we're good. We can minimize this. So we got that. Exit. We have added to this. Let's and Citrix WEM. All right. So consolidating policies. That's good. All right. Machine based and policy. All right, there's our stuff. There's our settings we have set. And again, oops, sorry, they're right here. You can set all of these within there. All right, so let's go back. Let's install the agent. Excuse me. Fatal error. Well, that's not good. Do I have another VM that I can use? Endpoints. Let me see what else we got out there. Don't want to really troubleshoot while that's failing. All right, so Citrix is on here. That's good. Studio. That's what we need. Just need to verify which one of these endpoints I'm actually using. Yep. I think we were testing UPLs. Endpoint. All right, let's power that on. And let's go back here. endpoints. Yep. So I'm gonna create a new policy. We'll figure out that later. All right. Create new policy. Citrix WEM. Edit. It's not a GPP. Citrix component. Agent host. Basic settings. Let's make that big. Alphabetize it. Override. There we go. Let's grab our settings from right here. Copy. There we go. Minimize that. Enable. Paste. Apply. Okay. All right. Let's go to endpoint. Man. So this one's using remote PC. Probably should clean some of this up. All right. Well, that's coming up. Let's go here. Let's get our agent. Put in this password 30 more times. WEM. Need the agent. See, we don't have a temp directory. We'll create one. You don't need it, but to stay organized. All right, let's install. Control panel. Let me see what's on this machine. Okay, so I think we're okay. Excuse me. There we go. Basic deployment. Agent will apply basic settings without connecting to the infrastructure service. So again, if something is invalid or not set up, whatever is set within this installer, it will use, what did it say? Word for word. What did it say? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Custom settings are not configured or are invalid, it will use the default settings. More than likely, these are the default. I'm just guessing. But that's me. All right, so we're going to do a basic deployment. Cache location, how about ctemp? Browse? I don't need to browse. We'll use ctemp. We don't need that. So even if you mess up the GPO, it's going to use basic settings. But you probably need to figure out what you messed up on. All right, so while that's going, what all can we do again? And let's read these columns. So default. Oh, man, look at that. Default settings, man. just needed to read. So this will be turned on. Let's see. These are all default settings. That's not turned on, so we can set that. Reading is your friend. Enable. And there's little articles you can click on. Give you some extra info. All cool stuff. And it's all dependent on your environment. If you're having memory issues with whatever, you use this. If you want to throttle CPU on certain old applications, you do that. Memory, where was that multi-session? Let's see what that is. Disconnect. Saying unless you optimize, but disconnect is better. To consume resources. Yep, that's true. Disconnect session is better. When enabled, yeah, okay. So that's a cool feature. We couldn't get it installed on our server OS. I don't feel like troubleshooting, but you can install this on single session and multi-session OS. Do the same type of deployment, but all kinds of cool stuff you can do. All right, finish, close. All right, let's restart. Agents installed. GPO is applied. I probably need to double check. We could just hit enabled and let the defaults take place, but we did put some info in there. No big deal. All right, there we go. And I think base. Ooh, yeah, we're going to get rid of some of that. Let's go to Citrix. That's disabled. UPL, what machines are in here? Base. Yeah. Delete. Okay, well. Here, we're going to get rid of some of this. Turn on maintenance mode. Delete. Yep. All right, we'll delete that later. I'll get distracted. Real easy. All right, we restarted. All right, we restarted. Let's log back in. We're doing this on the fly. Look at that. Improving performance of our Citrix environment, or you can put these on physical machines if you got licenses. WEM. No infrastructure component to support, upgrade, manage, any of that. Yep, that is expired. Probably need to run that command for you. All right, we got the broker agent. And let's see, services. All right. Oh, we got UPL on this. All right, got the WEM stuff. There's the WEM. All right, so what do we set? Here, we can look at this policy and see what we set. Enable spike protection optimization. Is there a way we can spike the CPU? Um, I don't know. I don't really have anything to spike it. What were the other settings? Try to prove that everything's working. Enable fast log off. Let's see. Oh, it's got profile container stuff. UPM check. Let's see. Program data. So ctemp. Yeah, we did set that for caching. View hidden items. Program data. Excuse me. Oops. Citrix. WEM. Oh, let's see. Log on. Reg utility. All right, so log on duration analysis. Okay. So we got some reports and a JSON file. And we got some more reports. So we can probably put these out on a share. What was the other UPM health check? Let's see if that's on by default. UPM health. All right, so it is set to true. So it's on by default. Man, I wish I don't really have anything to spike CPU. What else is turned on by default? CPU spike limits 70%. Okay, false. 80 false. Enable. Anyhow, it is working. I just don't have tools or software to try to show some of these settings, especially for the CPU stuff. But the reports are showing. Log on, yep, are showing. You probably want to redirect those somewhere. That way you got something a little bit more persistent. Man. But maybe we'll demonstrate that in another video since this is already set up and working. I'll try to tie it in with something else. It won't be with the cluster setup if we do that, but I'll try to find something that we can do. Maybe install an application see what happens, run it, see what happens at 70% of CPU usage, and just monitor. But pretty sure we're good to go. Simple setup. Install the WEM agent. Set it to basic setting. You can set the caching to a custom path, which we did, ctemp. Again, we read a little bit of the documentation. You can read it in full. Again, set it up based on your environment. Even if you mess up within the GPO, it will still apply the basic default settings, and you can alter those within the policy here. But there you go. Simple as can be. So to just tie it all together with Citrix UPM, you got the store replication. You don't need DFS. You don't need software. You don't need scripts to replicate that. You have it all done with Citrix technology, and you're doing it in GPO policy. Super simple. WEM. You can eliminate 3 servers right there, and just do a basic deployment like we have set up, unless, you're using the transformer module or using, some of those other modules within WEM. But hey, doing stuff like this, if you got a big environment, on Zen server, VMware, all these other hypervisors, it all adds up. So setting something like this can probably save a ton on these hosts. But anyhow, cool stuff, simple setup, and I hope you learned something.